So yeah, the self-regulation stuff is we're looking at it in a broader sense than just the cognitive stuff. That's to do with formative assessment, but looking at motivation and effect, and how the effective side of kids' behaviour, the relationships with other kids, through cooperative learning and all those sorts of things, can be self-regulated, and how they can control their environment so that they're self-regulating, when they know to persist with something and when they know when to stop, because it's not working, when they know to go and get help and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's that whole area of self-regulation that formative assessment stuff doesn't really look at.
Right.
And that's
And what you're talking about there, of course, is developing the key confidence.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you take self-regulation and understand it in its full sense, then you're developing the key competencies through that.
So what's the vision for your kids here?
To be self-regulated learners, basically.
Do they understand that?
To a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they've got deep understanding yet. But and being able to articulate it's fairly hard for them, most of them.
And
But yeah, but the
different
team,
levels of the school
yeah,
with the kids.
but the teachers all talk about it. Like it'd be interesting to sort of really do, dig deep into it to see how much they do understand. You know what I mean? But like, one example that we're using at the moment about self-regulation is student-led conferencing.
Yeah.
And like this year, the way that we've sort of worked with it and trialled it and revised it over the last 2 or 3 years. But this year, the way it ran this year was unbelievable. The feedback we got and I guess the skill of the kids in being able to run those student-led conferences with their parents and their teachers was pretty amazing, really.
Yeah.
But that's developed over 3 or 4 years. It's not, and like not all classes have done that.
No.
Like for the last 2 or 3 years, it's been, some teachers have chosen to do it as part of either their action research project or just part of their teaching practice, because they see it as a good idea. But not all teachers have taken it on board. Junior class teachers have turned around and said, well, no, it's too hard for our kids, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, but once they start seeing, how it works in other classes and stuff like that, then they start taking bits of it on board and adding it to what they were doing.
Yeah.
And so this year's the first time that we've had it run pretty much across the whole school, at different degrees. But in our middle school, especially now that there's some kids that have had 2 or 3 years of running conferences, their ability to do it is really.
Just out of interest.